sector organization, but when it extends, nobody knows the generation and distribution company, only generation and transmission company. People are aware of the distribution company. But here, extending from its own sector, one of the most important sector of the today's corporate is communication. And I'm grateful to sir and all others for having such a great, for organizing a purely conversation platform on a core subject like public relations. I will have my time and I will try to stick to it. See, I'll try to highlight from my little experience of over 4 decades. As a unique case, I have worked in the government, I have worked as a journalist, and I have a training in public relations, and actually public relations was my first love, but for average Bengali youth, the first love does not mature, and it happened, and I went to journalism, and I stared at public relations throughout my life, and whenever I can, I try to come to my first crush. On public relations and crisis communication, especially PSUs and power sectors. You see, this is something which all know. I need not repeat. A good supply of raw material, good production flow, good marketing chain, good demand does not necessarily ensure good health of if it is not handled properly and carefully. This is something which we all need to understand. We need to do some image building exercises, and we need to highlight some good things. It's in the PR language, it's 90% doing good, but 10% saying about it. But this 10% icing of the cake is very, very important, and it has to go to the people. And your organization is not directly related to people. You have high-end consumers, but ultimately, you are an organization. You have your plants across the country. You have a community. You have people. You need to have people, and especially people from Eastern India should be proud of DVC, that what DVC is doing for us. The media relations should be such that they come to you before reporting adverse for comment, and you have to give your own version. Now, this is a pre-oriented media or relations that you have to maintain. This is a prerequisite that if something happens, before they write something, before they publish, before they air something, they would come to you for a check, and if you can timely give your take about it, they will have to carry. That is the ethical journalism. So you have to have a relationship with the journalists of the country, of the states where you operate, and especially those who deal with power sector. So before that, they should give you a call and ask you, so that you get to know what is coming out, and you will get a breathing time to give your version, your take, and that will be carried on the other side's version. This is very important, of having known the journalists who matter. Now, what are the challenges? You have general newspapers and media, you have economic newspapers and periodicals who deal with much more on power sector, but various other intricate issues of power. It attracts attention of the key people. You see, there are a lot of people who read newspapers in the morning, though the number is decreasing. But what they see in print about your organization, which matters, because the people we are talking about, they matter. Now, there may be some incorrect interpretations because, it happens. Can be helpful to others, whatever it comes, it can be helpful to others. That spread across, but not directly. PSUs have limitations. I do not go into the details. You can give a rejoinder, plan for a counter story in same media or in other media. You can have proactive media releases, good relations with reporters who cover energy beat, which I have already said. Keep track on the information of flow of power ministry and others. You see, a journalist is hungry for information. Whereas a lot of information come to you from the power sector and from various other corporations and intergovernment organizations, maybe ADB, World Bank. There are a lot of power sector reforms and new tenders, new projects, new versions. So if you can, direct those information to the media, the journalists will be grateful to you. People think that journalists prefer to be treated well. I do not want to comment on that, but a journalist is happier if you give the seed of a good story, because you have information which I actually don't have. I may be a generalist. So what I seek from you, that this is a document, maybe an ADB document on power sector reforms, maybe a World Bank document on power sector reforms, which has come out, is a public domain. I have not accessed. So I may be asked to access. So that kind of handholding is very important. The challenges from general newspapers and periodicals create more problems at the state and local level because the visibility is much. If something adverse information related to you can aggravate law and order situation also, because information may be such fiercing. Make issues like land acquisition more vulnerable, because the power plant always has to have some kind of a land issues and you have to deal with it. Land is a major issue in our country. Now there can be technically incorrect reporting. Now this can be, you cannot prevent them, you have to understand. But what you can do to take care of this challenge? Good contacts with local reporters as well as state level functionaries. Now this is very important, that there must be a plant level liaison with the community journalists, the local journalists, who they are, how educated they are, how professionally capable they are. You are an IITian, but he may be nobody. But he has these days nothing but this. And even if you are not aware, he can record something, he can share it in some odd groups. The video can be picked up from there. It can go to the media group of the state. It can media group of the national. This is the reality. They are the ground persons. Who they are, should not be the lookout of the other side. But this is a reality that they exist. So a plant level relation with the local reporters is a must, because it may so happen that you have been in the plant till 8 o'clock. After that you came back and you had dinner and slept, and 7 o'clock when you are having breakfast, you get a call from headquarters. Hey, what has happened in your plant? You might have not known. It has happened after 8 o'clock. It has been to this at a later stage when I will discuss something very specific. Now, what are the challenges from the visual media? There can be wrong visuals. They are talking about some problem in some other power plant, and they are showing some DVC power plants with the big board of DVC, where DVC has nothing to do. So you have to be aware, you have to check it, you have to contact the correct person, you have to get the redone. Instant coverage, it goes on air even before you know, which I have explained just now. The news item may have nothing to do with you, but incident happened in front of your plant, and the shot of the plant may be coming on air repeatedly. This happens, that in case in front of the main gate, two people fought and something happened. Everybody shot, and the board of the organization is there, and people may be thinking that your organization has something to do. So this awareness is very important. You must know local, state level and people who matter and can contact immediately. This journalist, there must be a journalist list so that you can contact immediately who's who. If it is at the national level, corporate office can handle. Keep good relations with the local representatives, as he or she is at the base of the pyramid. This is what I have explained. Positive news coverage, you can do it. There are a lot of things happening in the plant and the headquarters, and you have